This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. So here's the deal. I want to make sure that everybody out there understands and has the time to watch this and just understand quickly what's going on. Because a lot of you are looking for me. You're trying to find me. You're finding this channel. You're wondering how this channel's still here, how this popped up, how other channels are gone, etc., etc. I've obviously had a ton of channels, most notably a call for an uprising, which had multiple channels. I had about 5, 6, 7, 8 in the very beginning back in 2017, 2018 that had, subscribers of 500,000, 550,000-ish, 350,000, and then a lot that had 100,000. And then as time went on, those channels were terminated, but I constantly was making new channels. Eventually, I got to the point where I started rebranding myself, calling myself A Time for Judgment, A Call for Judgment, A Call for Vengeance, A Time for Justice, The Fire Rises. Many channels, all of which accumulated anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 subs. Those were all terminated. Then I had another run of channels like Eye for an Eye, United Uprising, Uprising Revival, The End of the Beginning. Most notably, A Time for a Reckoning, A Call for Vengeance. So these are all channels that I've had, and there's more. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. They all were getting nuked. This channel is here, in my belief, by the grace of God. It is unseen. The algorithm has not seen it. People try to report on it. It cannot get removed, or it hasn't gotten removed yet because there's no content on it. So I can't leave any of my videos on this channel because they will find it and then they will nuke it. So what I'm trying to do is build out new channels, and I need your help. And I've started with Nations Conspire, which is linked below. And the reason I need your help is that I can't do this without you. And at some point in time, you probably came across my channel and enjoyed the content. Now, you may have moved on from my content, you may have stopped watching my content, but at some point you were liking and enjoying my content because you subscribed, no matter what time period that was. Because this channel started as something called Glitter Kittens, and I was putting up spoof content, trying to get it approved and hidden. So I still have this as a placeholder channel. What that means is that I'm jumping over here to notify people where I am. So here's what I really need to tell everybody out there. Hopefully you're still listening. So what I normally would do when my channels got nuked is I would send out an email blast. Everybody who signed up on my website, and I used to have a button over on my website that said free videos. People would submit their email. That way I could email them links to where I was uploading, whatever new channels, etc. I now have changed that over to donate because I can't have a free videos tab. Why can't I have a free videos tab? Because employees at YouTube and Google subscribed to the free videos tab. And I have about 70,000 people who have subscribed to that over the years. And now when I send out email notifications, the Google employees are actually looking at these emails and going to the channels and nuking them. So I've created about 10 to 20 channels in the past 2 weeks, testing out as much as I could, trying to narrow down the list of who this rat is at YouTube, trying to figure out, and it's multiple people. It's multiple email accounts, and it could be more. So every time I make a channel, I send out an email and tell everybody, hey, this is where my new channel is, and they go there and nuke it. I have not sent this channel out before. That's why this channel is still here. Because luckily, for whatever reason, I never decided to send anything out to this channel. It was never a channel I fully uploaded on, so they don't have wind of it. So we're hidden here. We're in the middle of the hive mind, all hidden. And what I'm trying to do is get out of this. Get out and branch out. Because I'm staying on YouTube versus going to Rumble because I want to reach new people. Because what happens is you go to a platform like Rumble, everybody over on Rumble. Do you hear kids in high school? They're like, I'm on Rumble. I'm on BitChute. What are you looking at? No, you hear that they're all on YouTube. Everybody knows YouTube. It's the most popular website there is. I'm not here for a popularity contest, okay? I've had over 500,000 subscribers quickly and then went into shadow banning like everybody else. If I was here I have 10,000 on my new channel. I'm not begging people to sub because I want to be popular. I'm telling you to sub because I'm trying to build the channel out and because I know a lot of you want my content, but you don't sub to the new channels because you assume that I'll be back here uploading again. So I'm not doing this for a popularity contest. I'm doing this to reach new people. Every time I've started a new channel and I've gotten approved, you have to get into the YouTube Partner Program because if you're not in the YouTube Partner Program, they will not promote your channel. Right? So people out there are like, well, it's about monetization and all this stuff. I can go over to Rumble and I can be monetized over there. Monetization means nothing. The YouTube, making $20 in a video really doesn't matter. The YouTube Partner Program is what matters. So when you apply for the YouTube Partner Program, what people don't realize is, yes, you get approved for ads, but you get pushed in the algorithm because they consider your content friendly content, user friendly, and ad friendly. If they decline you in the YouTube Partner Program, it means that they put a flag on your channel that says this content is dangerous. We don't approve of this content. We'll let you stay here, but nobody's going to find you because we're not going to promote you or allow you to be shared. I want to be shared because I want to help new people. So every couple of days, I either get emails or I see people on my videos who have woken up because of my content. I do have an ability to help people wake up. Where they go from there is up to them. Ultimately, what I'm trying to do is get people to pick up their Bible, lead them to God, to realize that this is a spiritual war. Everything going on is biblical. Everything. All of this stuff, from the celebrity aspect with the false idols, to all the other stuff we're seeing going on with the mark of the beast. So I want to stay here because I want to reach new people. There's nobody on Rumble that hasn't probably heard my content before, or at least, is sharing my content over there. I want to be in the middle of the hive's nest. So I need your help in subscribing because, again, I can't promote this to people. I can't send out a mass email because I actually have employees at this place stalking me. Now, you tell me, do you think that they have that big of a vendetta against me that they're doing this and taking the time out of their day to follow around my email mailing list and my website so that they can find where I'm uploading? Or do you think it's that because I'm a detriment to them as far as what's really going on? Do you think they do that to alt-right people like Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire? No, they don't. Now, those people pretend to be oppressed, et cetera, but they're not. Tucker Carlson pretends to be oppressed, but he's not. Russell Brand pretends to be oppressed, but he's not. Of course they're not, because they're plants. I'm not a plant. I'm trying to help. And part of the problem that they're having is silencing me. So they're going to these lengths now, because that's how bad they don't want you to get my content. If you're out there and you're listening and you've questioned me, that's fine. I would want you to question anybody you hear. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you shouldn't question me, but you should question everybody else. You should question everybody. I think by this point, not just the work I've put out, okay, but you should know a tree by its fruits. You should at least look at me and say, hey, all right, well, I guess he's not a shill. And now we're at a point where I have them following me around because they don't want you to see my content that badly, because they know how helpful I am of pulling people out of the hive mind, specifically now with the left-right paradigm, and how important 2024 is with their fake election and convincing people into what they want to convince them into, which is a herding movement, which is going to come out of this, which I've warned people about for a long time. They seem hell-bent on censoring me now, ever since I've really started breaking into that aspect of this massive psychosis that they've put people under. So they can't hear this video right now because of the fact that this channel's never been mentioned anywhere else by me, except, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I mentioned it a few times and people subscribed immediately, and that was that. But it hasn't, it's not something I've sent out an email blast. It's not something shared. There's no link on my website that brings you here. You're here by, whatever reason you're here. I'm grateful that you're here. Now I will hope, and I really hope that everybody out there that's listening still at this point will subscribe over on Nations Conspire. It's linked below, and I'm only leaving this video up for a few hours. If you haven't subbed yet, do so now. What you'll see over there is a lot of ridiculous content. That's what I do. So if you're wondering how this goes, I upload just weird, random content till I reach the watch hours, because you have to get approved at 4,000 watch hours. So you need 4,000 hours. Then YouTube looks at your channel and they decide if they're going to push you in the algorithm or not. So I do content that's stupid, plain stupid, which of course YouTube loves. Then they push me into the algorithm. Then I start putting my regular content on there. So if you go over there and you see the stuff and you're like, oh, I like this guy, but I don't want to hear him talking about, what the price check at Bradley's or Sears is in the year 1990. Yeah, I don't blame you. So you might not want to subscribe, but that's not what the channel is going to be. It's going to be my normal content from here. So I just want to do a video so people out there know what's been going on, because a lot of you are wondering, you're like, I went to this channel, now this channel's gone. I went to that. They've nuked all of them. And how they've nuked it is they've infiltrated my mailing list. Okay. And they don't have any Google. I thought at first, I was like, okay, this is a Google employee email, and I nuked that. They have their personal emails on there. So I've shut down the mailing list. And now I have to just use it exclusively for my website, because I tried another test where instead of sending them directly to my my YouTube channel, I sent them to a landing page that I built. So it was a landing page so think of it this way. You get an email, you click on it, right? That took you to a website that had my logo on it and said, click here to sub to my new channel. So there was a link in between. So there was no chance it was a bot. There was no chance that it was their algorithm or anything. It was a human being. Because they had to go there, click on a link manually from their email, click on a link manually from a landing page, and then come to YouTube. And that's what they did. with their personal email, because I blocked the Google emails on my mailing list. There were some Google employee emails. They have their personal ones on there. There's no way for me to tell who's what when they're using their personal emails. So all I can do is, yeah, am I angry about it? Of course I am. Am I frustrated about it? Of course I am. Am I going to take matters into my own hand? Of course I am. So there's more to come on that issue from who, if they're listening out there, they find, well, I won't say what, but there's more to come on that end. But for now, I'm only leaving this video up for a few hours. I wanted to explain it to my normal subs who listen all the time that are wondering why all these channels keep going, but why Nations Conspire and this one are here. Neither one's ever been linked in any type of email blast. They're brand new. Well, the other one's brand new. This is one that's been hidden for a long period of time, and I have to continue to delete everything off of this channel. Otherwise, they're going to catch on and they're going to nuke it. And I don't need it nuked because it's the only place I could reach any of you. They don't want us networking and connecting with each other. They fear us. They truly do. Nobody's doing this at Google because they're just like, you know what? I hate that guy so bad for whatever reason. Like, what do I even say that would make somebody so hateful, or, angry? But whatever. They're not doing it because they're just spiteful of me. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to take the time in my personal day when I'm not working at Google, have my personal email account attached to this guy, follow him around, and then make sure I report it to whoever, or even if it's that person themselves who's manually doing it. Okay? Would they do that for anybody else? So why are they doing it? They're doing it because they don't want you to hear the truth. They don't want you to hear my content. This is unheard of. They've never done this to another channel. Nobody could say it. People could sit there and say they're suppressed. I've heard people like, my channel's suppressed. Hey, I understand. I know why your channel's suppressed, okay? Keywords, metadata. That's how the algorithm works. That's why you need to be approved first, because they're looking at keywords of stupid stuff. Like in the videos I'm doing, it's all stupid crap. Oh, retro, mall, gaming, right? So they're like, oh, okay, this channel's good. They approve it. They leave it alone for a while. And then I constantly upload and I take videos down after a month. That's how I kind of, get around them. But once they infiltrated my mailing list, they were able to get me all at once, all over the place. So I had tons of built out channels. Now I have none. I just have this one, but I know this will get nuked if I sit here and go, this is a call for an uprising every day and put my content up. So I'm going to pretend that there's no connection between this and Nations Conspire. So I know there's a long mumbo jumbo. I know everybody's sick of hearing me. I 100% agree and understand. If I was a listener, I'd be like, how many times this guy? But it's almost like every day there's a channel gone, and I have to, let people know what's going on. I've heard people say, like, this guy makes up his channel's getting deleted because he's trying to garner sympathy and all this stuff. It's like, why would that benefit me to delete a channel? Especially now that I can't even send email blasts out anymore, letting you know where I'm uploading. So I have all these emails I can't even notify you because somebody in the email's a rat. And that rat will go right to Google and say, here he is, bye-bye, delete. And, I appeal these automatically. It's hilarious. When you do the appeal for your channel to get reinstated, it's like within minutes. Like there's some note on the channel, probably with my logo on it, that they know automatically not even to read whatever I write. And I write all sorts of stuff. I write that I'm trans, I love wins. I try to, work whatever person is there. So there's clearly a note over it that says whatever happens, this channel is completely banned. Don't even read whatever he writes. And that's what they do. So they don't want you to see my content. Now, another way, of course, you could see my uncensored content is the website at callforanuprising.com. I have a video up on the Illuminati wedding list over in India, which is incredible, which just shows you what a global conspiracy is. So if you haven't joined the website, definitely give it a shot for $2.99 a month. It's 10 cents a day. It's uncensored content. I will always be uploading there. So you don't have to worry about following me around. You could just join the website. The reason I still want to be on YouTube is to get new followers. People who I could, who suddenly hear a video and then boom, they start listening. They wake up. They can go whatever way they want to go. They can continue to listen. They could go down the rabbit hole. But I'm trying to pull people out of this hive. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all I've ever tried to do here on YouTube. And I don't care if I have 10,000 subs. I don't care if I can go to Rumble and have 1 million subscribers, once everybody realizes I'm over there. I don't care. I want to reach new people. I want to help, because every time somebody messages me and says, I found you on YouTube, I thought you were crazy. And then I started listening and I started waking up and I started seeing this stuff, and I pulled away from my false idols. I pulled away from technology. I picked up my Bible. I realized this is biblical. It's an incredible feeling to have somebody even tell that to me. And it's an incredible feeling knowing that I'm helping in some way, shape, or form. But that's why I continue to remain here on YouTube. Because every time I feel like I'm getting pulled, I'm like, all right, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't deal with this stuff. I sit there and I'm like, I got to go back. I have to. Because there's so many lost people out there. There's so many people that don't get what's going on, and it's simple to see. There's steps you could take to start waking up to this. It's very simple. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out what's going on. You just need to step back, understand what's really going on from a standpoint of mind control, manipulation, hurting, how they view us, what they're trying to do to us, why certain people can speak and certain people can't speak. So if you didn't subscribe yet to Nations Conspire, do so now. It's linked below. Of course, you all know the website at callforanuprising.com. I highly recommend you join it if you haven't yet. And I'm not going to be uploading a ton here. So definitely sub to the other channel if you still want my content. I would do that now if you haven't yet. I thank you guys again. Hope you understand what's going on. Hope I cleared it up. I don't mean to go off on a rant with some of it. It's just the whole thing is frustrating for you. It's frustrating for me. And it's ridiculous we're even putting up with it and having to do this. It really is. And I'm reaching a point where I won't say what, but just sub to the other channels if you haven't yet. And thanks again, everybody. God bless all of you as always and your families.